What's good, YouTube? Back at it again with another draft review. This time we're not playing for the Sunday Shore League, we are playing for the Grand Overseas Tournament, a 128-man draft. We've got a lot of players from the Sunday Shore League in there as well. This time we're playing the Sacramento Nidokings because the Toronto Star Raptors were already taken. This is an 8-mon draft. It was completely free, so we were free to choose whatever mon we wanted, no restrictions on OU, UU, whatever. And these are the 8 mons that I came up with, so let's get right into it. Actually, let's not get right into it, I forgot about this slide. If you got a draft plan, I wanted an offensive game plan, so I didn't want stall, I didn't want bulky mons. Well, I had some bulky mons, but not full bulk attack. I wanted to get some hazards in there, some threats, some setup, etc. I wanted to start out with a powerful Mega, grab the Fantasy Core, which is Dragon, Steel, and Fairy, back that up with a strong Fire, Water, Grass core, and fill up the missing rolls in like my last 3 to 4 picks. So we started out with the Mega Diancie. I was actually number 15 of 16 in my group. So the draft was split up into 8 groups of 16. And the first mon I got was Mega Diancie, and it was the third most Mega that I wanted. I wanted Mega Scizor more and Mega Latios. And then I have Mega Diancie and Mega Zord X. I wanted this mon because it's fast, it's powerful, it deals damage, it's a fairy type. It can set up with the new Auras rules. You actually get the speed of your Mega on turn 1, so you don't have to carry Protect on it anymore, which is really nice. And it gives me an optional Stealth Rock as well. I can also use the regular Diancie. I put up the stats on the left there, but I have to carry the Mega Stone, as far as I know. So if I want, I can also just get a really bulky mon, or just start out with a really bulky mon, put up rocks, and then transform it later, if I want to keep that bulk. And then the draft came back around to me after 2 picks, and I got Latios. And Latios, I've used it before in Sunday Shore League. It was part of the draft where I got the championship, and I became the best ever, and it's just really fast, really powerful. Good wall breaker. It's just like if you don't have a steel type, if you don't have a fairy type, this thing is going to roll over your team. It's going to destroy you. And it's going to drop a Draco, it's going to hit you with Psychic. And it has a surprising amount of different moves as well. Like it gets EQ, it gets obviously Psychic and Shock, Shadow Ball, Roost Recover, obviously Defog. Home Claws, you can go with the Home Claw set. I don't know why you would want to if you're not Mega Latios, but I could, probably won't. The reason I didn't pick up a steel type here is because I knew all of the good dragons were going to be gone when I got back, so then I would be stuck with like a Haxorus or a Tyrantrum. I like Tyrantrum, actually, it's not bad. But I wanted a really good dragon, and I figured I can get other steel types. But luckily the steel type I wanted the most got back around to me, and it was Ferrothorn. Ferrothorn is just really bulky. It's going to set up Stealth Rocks and Spikes and everything. Leech Seed as well, it's going to stall a little bit. It might be a little weird for the game plan, but I like just having a dedicated Stealth Rock setter and just a dedicated wall, basically. Like if I need to switch something out, if I need to sack something, alright, I'm going to put this thing in, deal 24% damage to your mon with Iron Barbs and Rocky Helmet, and just be generally annoying. And it's just nice to have a dedicated rocker, just so you don't have to worry about it. Then I picked up Arcanine. This one was actually recommended to me by David, or Magic, if you're watching from the GOT. Hi! The reason I got this is because, well, it was recommended to me, obviously. And it has Flash Fire, which is really nice for Ferrothorn. I basically picked more core-wise because I was so late in the draft, so I always picked 2 mons that work well together. Simply because you kind of have to if you're a wheel pick. And Arcanine is just nice in that it can be really defensive or really offensive. So you can get that Intimidate in there, or you can go, a Bandit set. You can go Justified. You can absorb you can absorb fire moves and get a Flash Fire on there. Yeah, and it just keeps a nice speed tier as well, 95 speed. So generally my speed doesn't really drop below 80, 90-ish in this draft, which is really nice. Then after 30 picks, I got Gyarados, who is also my Z-Mon. We only got to pick one mon to use Z crystals on. Obviously with the new Gen 7 rules, Z moves are a thing. Last draft issue I did, that wasn't a thing yet, now it is. And I got Gyarados because I wanted a good water type and I wanted a physical setup mon, preferably a Dragon Dancer, so I can get a speed up boost as well as just Swords Dancing or just getting an attack boost. And Gyarados is just power. I'm really surprised people have not picked up this mon much at all in the GOT. I think even Mega Gyarados is being sort of left behind. Maybe people are just scared of the electric type weakness, which I get. But you know, you got other mons to cover that, right? I got my Ferrothorn and I got my ground type in this draft as well. So why be scared? You know, why be scared? And it's my Z move because, or my Z move user, I should say, because I can use Z bounce to get the Supersonic Sky Strike in there, or just get, you know, get it with EQ, get it with Waterfall, get it with Ice Fang. Just has a lot of nice coverage, or get it with Crunch. Just a lot of nice coverage to break through a lot of typings and just surprisingly break through walls while it's sweeping. And it's another Intimidate mon. That's actually, you know, something people might be sleeping on, the fact that I have 2 Intimidate mons. Do I have 2 Intimidate mons? Let's segue that into my third mon, which is Crocodile. I actually have 3 Intimidate mons. Oh yeah, I hope you're intimidated. I am. When I look at that face, I'm intimidated. But anyway, I got Crocodile because I wanted a good ground type and I wanted a good dark type. And Crocodile's both. It allows me to get another Stealth Rock setter if I want it, but most importantly, it gives me, you know, knockoff spam, it gives me EQ spam, it gives me a great Scarfer with Moxie, it gives me another Intimidator, just so much versatility in this mon, and I'm really glad I got this pickup. I've not used it before in draft. Actually, I haven't used most of the mons in this draft, so pretty excited to use Dark Lasts here. Then after 32 picks, it got back around to me, and I really needed a wall breaker. And I wanted to pick up Buzzwole, and the Buzzwole wasn't available anymore. Like the second I thought, oh, I want Buzzwole, the guy behind me took it. So I was kind of upset. I thought, oh, what do I get now? And then I was like, okay, I can just get Heracross, which is like mini Buzzwole. It gets Moxie as well, so that's really nice. And it gets Guts, so it can pick up those Will-O-Wisps that might be meant for the Gyarados or the Crocodile. And it's just really nice to have a wall breaker sort of on the team, just have something that can look at your steel type and say, alright, I'm gonna close combat that and you're gonna drop. So I can get this with Scarf, Moxie, I can get this Banded, I can get this Flame Orb. This is really a mon that it's meant to be offensive. Unfortunately, it is my only 1000 arrows resist and it doesn't get an Ice type move, so I might have some trouble with Zygarde. But you know, we'll just have to tackle that when we get there. And then finally, my last mon is Magneton. This was actually something that another friend of mine, Brendan, came up with, just so that we can trap the steel types that we might find because we have Mega Diancie. I was actually sort of thinking of picking up Magneton instead. Brendan actually said, hey, get Magneton, it's better than Magnezone in the league because it can be faster and you can get Eviolite. But I didn't want to be as knockoff weak, kind of. I didn't want to be a target for just, hey, knockoff spam. And I just like the bulk. I like Magnezone. I just like the bulk and the extra power that it gets. It gets 10 more special attack, but that's, you know, it's nice. It's nice to just get something, like you don't have to rely on specs to deal damage. Even though Magneton has 120 special attack, which is still big, but 130 is more. I'm sorry, it just is. And as a secondary, this is a steel charge, but it's also a bulky pivot, which is something that my offensive game plan was lacking so far. Just something that could tank a hit and then volt switch, go out into an offensive threat and start setting up, start cleaning up, start sweeping. So that was those are the 8 mons. The strengths of this draft are, in my opinion, there are a lot of offensive threats. We've got the Gyarados, we've got the Mega Diancie, we've got the Latios, we've got the Crocodile, and we've got the Heracross. We have mons that can go bulky. The triple Intimidate really helps on that part, just making sure that all the physical attackers can just get kind of countered. Like you can just have a mon that's like semi-bulky and then back it up with Intimidate, so that you can deal damage and also, you know, debuff the opponent. It has multiple types of hazards, which is really good for an offensive draft. I wanted to get Toxic Spikes in there, but it just wasn't going to happen anymore. I would have needed another poison type, and it would have made my ground weakness too big. And lastly, I have a lot of typings represented, so I got all the cores I wanted, which is the Fantasy core and the Fire, Water, Grass core, and I also got the Dark, Psychic, Fighting core, which is not really a core anymore because of fairy types that kind of break through it, but it is nice to have those 3 typings offensively as well, which is what I got. I got Quirk, Heracross, and Lati. And then where could I have improved? Gyarados should have been picked later, like round 7 or 8, simply because it was just not as popular as I thought it was. I think not every group got a Gyarados, let alone like Mega or regular Gyarados. I think there were 2 regular Gyarados, in the draft, and only like 3 Mega Gyarados. So I could have picked it up later, and then I could have had room to pick Buzzwole earlier, or another Fighting type Wall Breaker, or other ground freezes. I have more physical mons than special mons, so I'm a little weak to stuff like Scald or Will-O-Wisp. I do have Guts Heracross obviously, but if I want to run that as Moxie, and I also want to run my other physical mons, it's going to be a little more difficult. I'm a little low on Hazard Control. I have Defog, but I don't have Rapid Spin. And I don't have a full turn core, so I have my full switcher, but I don't have a U-turn, so I can't continue to switch between mons and gain initiative in battle. So that was the draft. Please subscribe, please like this video if you enjoyed it. If you want to see more content, I will probably put up the battles for each week as well, although not live because I'm just not a fan of that. It just adds another layer of like hardship during the battle that I don't want. I'll just look over the replay and go over the plays after the battle. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye bye!